Hello and welcome to this video. As you can see, I make Cloudstones, but in a modern way, not traditional in the fire. And yeah, all the process of how I make it, I will show you now. Yeah, I don't use a traditional fire. I use this glazing stove and all the tools that are laying here. And so the stove now is heating up, and then what I do is I have here a piece of wood and my hammer, and I crash beads into this stage here. You can also use, like the modern way, glass sticks like this that you can snatch with this one. And what I then do, I have here some metal boards. It is very important that they must be not too thin, not as thin as like something like this. It has to be like heavy duty metal stuff. And then I have this like paste. It's don't know, it's like clay powder with a little bit of water, and I rub it onto the metal. And what I hope to get from it is that if I put the glass on top of the metal here, it doesn't stick to the metal. So if you don't make this good enough, you end up like this. Yeah, this one, the Cloudstone, broke, and the rest of the glass remains here on the metal. And so what I like is not this flat surface. I like a little bit more like the rough surface, rusty ones, because then it sticks a little bit on it, but not too much. You can see that here sometimes a little bit of the glass is remaining there, yeah, but still works good enough for me. And it's like really thick, like 3 or 4 millimeters thick metal. Yeah, and what I do, I don't powder the beads into, like you can see here, not like this powder there, because then you can also make Cloudstones from the glass powder, but then it will get much lighter, the color. But what I want to have is, I want to have this very nice sky blue. And I only get this if the beads are not burning in the heat, because glass can be burned off and then the color will burn off, and then it's, yeah, very light bluish or even green will turn it out. So that's the first thing to know. Yeah, so I take some of these and put them there on these plates from the size that I later want to have. I need to put on a little bit more glass from the size that I want at the end, because all the glass will shrink together, because there's so much air trapped, and you can, yeah, and then it will be paddled into place with some devices like this. Yeah, if the glass begins to melt on the metal plate in the stove, then you bring it out like this, and you only lay it on metal plates, and then paddling the corners of the Cloudstone into shape. And then you again put this into the fire, or in the stove in this case. And you do remaining this process again and again until the shape is like desired. and then I put it out of the fire, after the fire again, and I have a small, like a awl, and I stick a small hole on top of it inside, and I will melt it again in the stove and take it out and make the hole again, and then this one goes with the Cloudstone into this powder here. It's a little bit like sand, and that helps that the heat of the Cloudstone and the metal will cool down over some hours very slowly by slowly. And then after maybe 2-3 hours I can pull it out of this material here, and then if I have it outside here I can a little bit like hammer it against something, but yeah, very kindly. And so I hope that the glass on the bottom of the metal will crack a little bit, and so the whole Cloudstone comes off from the metal without breaking. But often if the clay paste is not perfectly installed, then you end up like this and all the Cloudstone is broken. So you have to practice. Okay, so now the last step is to wait for at least 2 hours until this pot here have cooled down, and if I can feel and touch the metal like this and feel it's cold, or at least only a little bit warm, not hot. At the moment it's completely hot. Then I take it out and yeah, I try to, sometimes I hit something against the metal. If the Cloudstone is here, I lay it into my hand with the opposite side above, and then I tap it a little bit, and if I'm lucky, then the Cloudstone will come off. So now, hours later, all 6 of them are unbroken. So I'm quite happy with the result. And now a little bit with sandpaper, you can smooth the edges a little bit. And then if the hole is not really perfect, I can go inside it with the awl and break a little bit of the stuff loose very carefully, so that the hole can be used later. Yeah, that's all.